welcome to our broadcast today. My name is Cindy Speaker. I have with me today Disability Representative Noelle Black of Gardberg and Kemmerly. So Noelle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
You too.
Well, you're an expert in this area, and we want to pick your brain a little bit, and we want to talk about some of the things that people need to know before they go to a Social Security disability hearing, as well as some of the pitfalls to avoid. So the first thing I want to ask you is, it just seems like there's this huge amount of information to gather. Tell us a little bit about what they have to gather to get ready for a hearing.
Well, every case is different, but there is a multitude of different things that you need. Your treating physician's opinions, medical records, possibly work situation letters, earnings. There's a lot of information that needs to be given to the judge before the judge can make a proper decision in your case. And that can be very overwhelming.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. How do people do people do this themselves? And is that very realistic to accomplish?
Most of the time it's not, because usually you're obviously filing for disability because you have, whether it be physical or mental impairment, and this is a lot to, one, know what is needed, and two, how to go about getting it, and three, to make sure that it gets to the right place in the right way. So it's not that it's not impossible, but it is not very realistic in most of the cases that I have experienced seeing.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the common issues you see that people come to you with prior to a hearing?
Yeah, well, the main thing that we see, that people come in, they're just too sick, be it, like I said, mental or physical. Yeah. They lack knowledge about the process. They're frustrated over the time delays because by the time they get a hearing date, it could be years down the road.
Wow.
And yeah, we even have people that come in and they are like, I actually forgot I even had a claim pending until they got their hearing notice because it's just been that long of a wait. Luckily, the judge's office schedules these hearings 75 days in advance now. So if the client contacts us pretty quick once they know about their hearing, we have a little bit of time to work on the case and try to get it prepared.
Yeah.
But many times they don't contact us till just a few weeks or days before their hearing, and it makes it a lot more difficult. And that is one of the most common issues that we see with people making mistakes on their claim at the hearing level.
Okay, they don't get to you soon enough.
Right.
Now how can you help them?
Well, in those cases, most of the time, pretty much everything is missing to support their disability.
Okay.
So when they come in, they may not, whether it be from anxiety, fear, frustration, they're just too tired to read the letters, open them up and see what's going on. But they come in with stacks of letters sometimes they haven't even opened. And if you have an attorney or representative to help you, one of the things that we do is all of those letters come to us automatically if we take your case before the hearing level, obviously. And we get those letters and we can either handle the information that Social Security needed, or we can get with you and help you figure out how to get those forms completed and get that information from the right source to the right source.
Yeah.
Another thing is sometimes clients who do stay on top of their information, they come in and they're like, well, I submitted information to the Social Security office, or I told them I see this doctor, and this doctor. We look at their file and there's not a single shred of evidence in the file whatsoever. There's nothing in there since, most of the time, the initial denial that could have been a year or two ago. And, so all that information is missing. As representatives in your claim, we develop your case all along. Every time we have a follow-up with you, we are downloading your exhibits or we are checking your file to make sure that what we've gathered is in there. Because even as representatives, we come across files all the time that, we submitted something and it just didn't get put in the file, or it got put in the wrong file, or it's missing pages.
Yeah.
Just different little things that people don't know to look at. And plus, if you don't have an attorney or representative, you don't have access to that electronic file at a time. So, having an attorney representative is a huge resource in helping and making sure that your file remains prepared along the way.
Yeah. Well, I think that a huge resource, that's exactly right. I mean, really, as you're talking about it, one thing you pointed out early on that I didn't really think about is we're talking about people that have serious disabilities here. So it's that just complicates the whole process. And
Exactly.
it's certainly a big factor as to why someone should really get an attorney on board.
Yeah, and I mean, your average person may look at this and say, well, I know how to get my medical records, but imagine that you're sick in the bed or you're in the hospital for months. You're
Yeah.
not able to do that.
Right. Right.
So it makes a big difference.
You talked about some of the common issues. How about some of the less common issues, maybe more serious issues that you see
Well,
arise?
yeah. Well, we have some serious issues that come in, and unfortunately, they're not always all that common.
Okay.
We have cases, people come in with remands from other agencies within the Social Security Administration, and they have no clue what to do. We have clients that come in and they have simply filed for the wrong benefits. We have people that come in and file, only for their disability case, and they're eligible for supplemental security income. Or we have widows or widowers come in that filed for disability under their own record, but they didn't know that they were eligible for widows claims. So, we have to sometimes send them down there to file those claims. We make sure that, they're having the right benefits. We also have people that come in with denials for things like they didn't appeal it on time. They didn't return paperwork on time. They didn't go to a consultative examination that Social Security scheduled. And those are just unnecessary denials. Those are little things that having a representative can help and make a big difference and look over your claim and can make a difference in winning and losing, really.
Yeah. So if someone doesn't have an attorney and they're trying to go this alone, what advice would you give them?
I would say call us right now. That one little call can make a huge difference in your case. It could be the difference in your future. If you're frustrated, if you're tired, if you're sick, if you don't really want to deal with it anymore, even if you are trying to deal with it and you think you're doing a good job, a lot of times, unbeknownst to yourself, you're not. So, call us at 343-1111 or 1-800-332-1529. Also, you can look us up online at www.gardberglaw.com, and we would love to look over your case and help you and see if we can make the difference in you winning or losing your benefits.
Well, let me just ask you one more thing. What does it cost to get an attorney involved? Because I know a lot of people, that's a big concern.
Well, Social Security sets our fee, so there is no cost unless we win, and that is 25% or $6,000, and it is of your back benefits. So we're not taking it from your monthly check from here on out. It's just the back pay that you were to file for. So
yeah,
I use these numbers a lot because they're easy to figure in your head. But if you were to get $1 million back pay, which no one does,
right?
we would get $6,000. If you were to get $100 in back pay, we get $25. It's whichever is the lesser of the two numbers.
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
Social Security pays that to us directly out of your back pay. But when you come in, we go over all that. But again, those fee agreements are set forth by the Social Security Administration. So any attorney or representative should really be charging the same amount.
Yeah, yeah. That is great information. Honestly, there really is just, I think that really helps because there are no hurdles here that should keep you from getting an attorney. It's just almost a no-brainer.
Exactly.
Really
There's
is.
just a lot that we can help you figure out and just make sure, it may be a cut and dry case, but it may be something little like, just you didn't get the letter about your exam and they deny you because you didn't go. And, we get those letters, then we remind you about those appointments, and there's just, a lot of little things that can make a big difference in getting your benefits approved.
Right. Give us your number and website again. I want to make sure people get that.
Yeah, it's 251-343-1111. And it's www.gardberglaw.com.
Very good. Well, thanks for being with us today. It's great information.
Thank you, Cindy. Have a good day.
You too. And to those of you that are watching either live or by replay, if you have questions or comments, call the firm, where you can also just put something right in the comments on this page, and we'll make sure somebody gets back to you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.